Talk about this. Is Amari Cooper worth 19, 20, 21, $22 million? That's the $1 million question there. What should we do with Amari Cooper? Everybody knows that I love Amari Cooper. He helped us out tremendously, especially in 2018, if you know what I mean. We were 3-5 before he came onto the scene. We were 3-5. Let that sink into your mental. But we stepped it up. When Amari Cooper came onto the scene, Dak Prescott played better. Ezekiel Elliott ran better. The defense had to sit back and say to themselves, how can we stop this trifecta with Dak Prescott, Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott? The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish. And then you throw in the fact that you had Amari Cooper. And now fast forwarding to the following year or what have you. Of course, the plantar fasciitis, everybody know that. Play with that type of injury, that knows that type of injury, know that it is difficult. It's not something that you can sneeze at and say, well, it's okay. Just put a little Tylenol on it. You know, Bengay, rub some medicine, some ointment on it. No. So people say he's soaked. People say he cries, he mope around, he's soft or what have you. Is Amari Cooper worth the grain of salt? Do we have enough wide receivers in this particular draft class to say to ourselves, let's move on. Let's kick the can. Let's figure out another way. On top of that, can we just bring back Dez Bryant? Now, my thing is, I love Dez. We know we love him. We love when we turn on the Instagram, Twitter, and we see Dez Bryant running the bang 9, bang 8, and he doing all of those routes with air, or against the high school kids or against that college kid. It's cool. We love it. We love it. But it's not against real competition. And on top of that, as much as we love Dez Bryant, I don't think that his production will be better or greater than what Amari Cooper brought to the table. Now, I can say this. He will bring some dog mentality back, but it's not going to be on the level what Amari Cooper brought to the table. Even for those who out there who can think otherwise, think about this. Amari Cooper's stats were, dare I say, better than a DeAndre Hopkins. Let that sink into your mental. Now, DeAndre Hopkins, it's comparable stats, basically, because DeAndre Hopkins caught every ball that was thrown his way. But he had some drops, too. That's a story of a different day. As much as we like Michael Gallup, I just don't think that Michael Gallup is ready to be number one. Not right now. He had, 12, 13 drops last season. That's a lot of drops. One can argue that's Dak Prescott's fault, too. He got his hand in the mix, but I'm not ready to sell everything and say, okay, we moving on from Amari Cooper. We got to figure out ways to pay the brother. Now, it's contingent upon Dak Prescott contract, of course. We already know how that goes. Now, Dak Prescott agent, Todd France, he wants the best out there for Dak Prescott. And one can argue, just like they said earlier this week, it's probably be better for Dak Prescott to go to Jerry Jones himself and say, hey, what's up? I heard you like me like a son. Oh, I'm lying. You love me like a son. So what's up, Dad? But we'll figure out how that thing gonna unfold. My thing is with Amari Cooper's camp, what are they wanting? What do they want? What do they want? Do they want Michael Thomas money? Now, one can argue and say, well, with the new collective bargain agreement with the extra games, maybe, just maybe, believe it or not, even though he just signed it, maybe his contract is outdated because we got an extra game now. On top of that, the revenue split should be a little bit more and the revenue sharing should be more. And of course, as the salary cap increase, the payment should increase. They can argue that. They can put that down on paper. They can say that. But as Cowboys fans, we sitting back looking and everybody know. I already said I apologize to all the New Orleans Saints fans and those who love Michael Thomas. I apologize. Amari Cooper is no Michael Thomas. And Michael Thomas last season proved that to me and a whole bunch of other people that were saying Amari Cooper is better. Hey, I fell on the sword. I was wrong. At least I'm able to admit it. Everybody's self-made, but only the successful ones will admit it, right? So what I'm trying to say here, can we fall in love with a wide receiver in this draft to make us change our mind about Amari Cooper? I don't think that a wide receiver, although this draft class is successful as it relates to how many wide receivers are out there making some crazy numbers and doing their thing, it would still be some growing pains with whatever wide receiver. Shout out to my guy, Jeff Kavanaugh. He got us going in his mock draft, 17th overall pick. The Dallas Cowboys select Henry Ruggs. We love Henry Ruggs. We love what he can bring out there, especially taking the top off the defense. Being able to run, pivot, and catch the ball. But can he do it against pro-level players? Can he run across the middle? Will he be the guy that can put the team on his back? We don't know. At the end of the day, those Tyreek Hills, it's rare. You don't find a Tyreek Hill on any team, on every team. It's a rare situation. So what I can say is what the Cowboys need to do is properly evaluate this thing, look at this team from A to Z and say, hey, is getting a defensive guy will be the best move for us, or getting a wide receiver will be the best move, knowing that wide receiver is going to have to go through some growing pains. And on top of that, who's going to fill in the void for leaving 19 out there on the streets? Now, the new collective bargain agreement, everybody know that if they sign that new collective bargain agreement, it's done away with 2 franchise tags. You can only have one. Who will be that guy that fall on that franchise tag? And we already know how people play with the franchise tag. Do you guys feel that Amari Cooper, with his collective skill set and that body of work that he got out there, will he fold up again? Because that's where everybody's saying that, hey, with his plantar fasciitis, we just didn't like the way that he soak. Is Amari Cooper a leader? I want to ask that question as well. Also, when you look at this team and we think about Dak Prescott, are we sure that we want to remove that continuity? Because I like Michael Gallup. I like the Randall Cobb. Ooh, I think that we should bring back for another cup of coffee. Are we willing to sit back and say to ourselves, let's just move on and figure out something otherwise and bring in new talent? I'm not ready for that. I don't know about you all. I'm just not ready. I would like this team. Let me know. Comment down below if you feeling the same way I'm feeling. Let's get that continuity going. Let's stack on Amari Cooper for another year. Let's stack on Michael Gallup for another year. Let's stack in Randall Cobb for another year. And if you want to bring in Dez Bryant, bring him in during the training camp session. On top of that, if you go the route, because I know they're going to draft a wide receiver, that's what they've been scouting. That's what they've been looking at. That's who they bring it in for the meetings and these sort of things. If you bring in that wide receiver, let's not throw him out there too quick and too soon and expect crazy expectations from him. But let's just bring him on slowly. Let's bring him on slowly. And when he get a grasp of hold of everything, then you can say, okay, thank you, Dez Bryant, because we know you brought that dog mentality into this team. Let's find a way to do it slowly, but let's not rush this thing. I know that a lot of people looking at it and saying to themselves, it's been 25 years long, but I got to tell everybody, it's now the time to not rush it and be patient and draft wisely. Build this defense. Defense, baby. Defense will get you far. This offense stuff, I think we had close to that last year, but we just need more turnovers and takeaways. You give me some dogs and you give me the same amount of weapons that we had on offense last year, who knows? Who knows? Also, if they do decide, let me just paint this picture. If they do decide to go with a Henry Ruggs with the 17th pick, it will still be some growing pains, but we will know that Tavon Austin, or Tavion, that's what Jerry Wayne Jones call him, may be gone. And we got a guy that can probably do the reverse sweep. We got a guy that take the top off the defense. But who's going to stop the opposition? We still need some dogs on the defensive side of the ball. We do. I think that the new salary cap, or whatever it may be, the new collective bargain agreement, whatever it may be, although it will be more money in the players' pockets, I think that this team have a chance and opportunity to jump on this. We got a running back in place. We got a quarterback that's in place. We will have the wide receiver unit in place, the tight end unit. We'll figure that out down the line. I think that Jarwin is a nice guy. I think that they're working on some contracts with him as well. But I think if you can add that tight end, add that one explosive tight end that can help out Jarwin or blocking or what have you, and add that wide receiver, it don't have to be in the first. But if you concentrate and focus your mind on that defense, let's do that. I'm a defensive-minded person, as you guys can tell. Let me know of your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below of this whole entire situation and scenario. And just the $1 million question, is Amari Cooper worth 19? Somebody can say 18. Or is it worth 20 or 21 or 22? $1 million. And is Amari Cooper a leader? That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.